If you've been dealing with ongoing constipation or are just looking for a little bit of quick relief, check out this video because we're going to discuss the different strategies you can use to get rid of constipation. What's up and welcome to the video. I'm Dr. Daniel Ricciardi, gut health expert, licensed pharmacist, fitness enthusiast, creator of SIBO Shortcut and the gut health supplement bloat blocker. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 main ways that you can go about getting rid of constipation. I'll give specific examples for each, talk a little bit about why constipation happens in the first place, and tell you which things I've personally found to be useful for constipation. So hopefully we can get you pooping better. Of all the things that we can do for constipation, they sort of all boil down into 3 main categories. These are going to be number 1, supplements and medications, number 2, diet, and number 3, habits or physical actions that we can take. To get started with number 1, the supplements and medication route. What can we do? What can we take that works? One of my favorites to recommend, and something that has worked for me personally, is magnesium citrate. This is one of the products that's typically recommended before you go in and get a colonoscopy, but it can also be used on a daily basis to help with constipation. If you're going to try this, I would typically recommend starting with about 200 to 400 milligrams daily, and you can increase the dose from there if you notice that it's helping. I probably would not exceed 1,000 milligrams daily on the magnesium citrate. Vitamin C is another option. Doing about 500 to 1,000 milligrams twice daily may be useful for constipation. Certain probiotics may also be helpful for constipation. According to this 2024 meta-analysis, a few strains of probiotics that may be helpful for constipation include Lactobacillus reuteri, Lactobacillus rhamnosus, Lactobacillus acidophilus DDS1, Bifidobacterium lactis, and Bifidobacterium longum BB536. The active ingredients in my own personal gut health supplement bloat blocker have also shown to be effective for constipation in this 2024 study. If you want to learn more or shop, you can click this link right here. More standard over-the-counter solutions for constipation include Docusate, the brand name is Colace, as well as polyethylene glycol, better known as Miralax. For Docusate, 50 to 100 milligrams, which is typically 1 capsule, twice daily is a normal dose. And for the polyethylene glycol or Miralax, the amount that you get in 1 spoonful, which is typically 17 grams, is a normal daily amount. Everything that I mentioned so far supplement-wise, these are meant to be used for just general constipation use, and they're likely safe to do on an ongoing basis. If you do need a much stronger, quicker relief from constipation, there's other over-the-counter products such as Senna, which is a stimulant laxative. There's also bisacodyl. A common brand name for this is Dulcolax. This is also a stimulant laxative and is commonly used in a colonoscopy prep. I would not recommend using these on a long-term basis. As I mentioned, they're typically used for colonoscopies, and I probably wouldn't use these for more than 1 to 2 weeks straight, preferably even shorter if you don't have to. If it feels more like an emergency, something like a suppository may provide the quickest benefit. 2 main types of suppositories are glycerin, which is a little bit more mild, and then the bisacodyl suppository, same active ingredient as the tablets, is going to be a little bit stronger. One funny story back from when I worked in the pharmacy, somebody had called and complained the suppository was not working, and it also was not dissolving. We later found out that this individual had not unwrapped the suppository, so unfortunately it was just kind of hanging out in there and not doing anything. So goes without saying, but make sure you unwrap the suppositories. Switching categories a little bit here, there's also supplements and medications that can be used to treat some sort of overgrowth or dysbiosis in your gut and intestines. This may be caused by things such as candida, SIBO, or parasites. This is something that I personally dealt with. SIBO, specifically symptoms of methane, which causes constipation for most people. I used a combination of herbal ingredients. A couple key ones were allicin and atrantil back when I did my regimen. If you want to see more about this, you can click this link right here. One type of fiber that is particularly good if you do have SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, is known as PHGG, or partially hydrolyzed guar gum. It's essentially the low FODMAP fiber and may be a useful option for you if you're in this position with SIBO. I'd start out with between 1 and 2 grams daily, and you can taper up to about 7 grams daily. And this can be done with or without food. Okay, moving ahead, the second main way that we can address constipation is with our diet. These dietary changes, they may be useful if you are insufficient in certain nutrients. So with this said, if you're already sufficient in these nutrients, adding more of these things may not be useful for you. But some things that may help are, number 1 is hydration, just drinking more water. Number 2 is going to be fiber. You can get this from a ton of different foods. I'm going to put some of the foods that I found to be useful for constipation up here on the screen. If you don't eat a lot of fiber, I'd really recommend increasing the amount you eat slowly, because you can get some bloating and abdominal abdominal discomfort if you do ramp this up really quickly. Another thing about diet that can be helpful is adding more variety into your diet. For somebody like me that's done a lot of meal prep, we can kind of get locked into eating only certain foods where it's not that big of a variety. So sometimes just throwing some different stuff into the mix can be useful for getting rid of constipation if it comes up. The last couple things are adding more healthy fats. If you're somebody that doesn't eat a lot of healthy fats, adding some different variety and options that have healthy fat, which may include coconut oil, fatty fish, avocados, and there's a wide variety of other foods. And then the last thing I'll mention in diet, I drink this every day. It tastes great, and there's nothing wrong with just having a good old cup of black coffee. So everything that we discussed right here for diet, these are good recommendations just for general chronic constipation. And then the last section we have here is number 3, habits or physical actions that we can do to reduce constipation. There's really like an endless list of things we could potentially throw on here, but some I'd like to point out are number 1, a squatty potty. If you don't know what this is, it's a little step stool that you put at the base of your toilet, and it basically props your feet and knees up so you're in a little bit better position anatomically to pass a bowel movement. Next up is exercise. As I mentioned before, if you're already getting regular exercise lately, getting more exercise may not necessarily help you with this whatsoever, but sometimes going for a short walk after a meal can kind of get digestion sped up and moving in the right direction. And a couple other things I'll mention on this note are abdominal massage and a stomach vacuum. Abdominal massage, just as it sounds, you're massaging different areas of your abdomen just to try to get things moving in a different way. And the stomach vacuum is sucking your belly button in toward your spine and holding there for 10 to 15 seconds. Again, just trying to stimulate different type of movement in your intestine and therefore potentially helping with constipation. A second portion in this habit section are anything that we can do to increase the gut-brain connection. It's also known as stimulating the vagus nerve or parasympathetic tone. Some stuff I've done in the past: meditation, breathing exercises, gratitude journaling, spending time outside, or anything else that you find to be a good mental health activity. And everything here in this third section, the habits or physical actions, these are going to be good for regular chronic constipation. In conclusion, try picking some things from each of these 3 different categories and test them out. What works great for one person may not necessarily work well for somebody else. And if somebody says that there's a single best thing to do for constipation that's going to work from everyone, it's simply not going to be true. Just try different things, see what works, do more of what works. That is all for today. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel for more related content. If you're new to my channel, I post a new full-length video every Monday in YouTube Shorts throughout the week. Since you watched till the end, I think you're going to enjoy one of these 2 videos next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.